This is Angel. I've been grooming her for about a year, and she's always been way too scared to get a haircut. So we would end up just doing a bath and toenails. But today we are going to try again. She never really bites or anything. She is just petrified, and sometimes she would try to get away and it would be really dangerous. So I would always tell Mom that we're just going to have to try again another time, and Mom is super understanding. So today she came in and I'm just moving really, really slowly with her. We went straight to the table instead of doing her bath first. Here I'm just taking a moment to help her relax, but notice how her tail is just like stuffed between her legs. She is just so scared. It's really important to stick with the same person as your groomer, especially if your dog is fearful like her. It's also really important to be understanding if we're not able to do something, especially when we're working with trying to get your dog used to something. This is the first time I brought Angel straight to the table. Usually I will give her a bath, or her brother usually comes in and I will give her brother a bath. And while her brother's drying, I'll have her drying. But normally I cannot do this. She is still nervous, but she's being very still, and as long as I go slowly, she is like, okay, I don't like it, but I know you, and I'm not gonna freak out. I'm not gonna freak out. While I'm doing this, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm so happy. I'm so happy you're letting me do it. I'm so happy you're letting me do this. As I'm shaving down her back, I'm using my hand on another part of her body to kind of show her that it's a gentle touch, and I'm petting her at the same time that she's getting clipped. It definitely helps a lot that she knows me and she trusts me, even if she is still pretty fearful. But the fact that she's not moving and trying to escape and thrash around is just a major improvement. And I take little breaks in between just to show her, look, you're being such a good girl, and I'm so proud of you. And inside I'm going, yippee! Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy you're letting me do it. What a good girl. But we must remain calm, because you never know when she's going to turn. And thankfully, she stayed pretty calm the whole time. I think she's starting to shake a little bit now. You can see if you look at her ear. I fold her ears down so that I can get behind her neck. She has really thin ears, and the teeth on my blade are really, she says, nope, what are you doing? I say, it's okay. Nice and slow, you're all right. Because she got nervous about that, I took a second to just reassure her and let her know everything's going to be okay, and that she's being a really good girl, and I'm so proud of her. Working in a corporate salon, we have a lot of safety rules, and one of the rules at the salon I work at is to always have the lead with a groomer's helper attached. The groomer's helper is that cord that's attaching from the bar. It's supposed to help. I personally don't really like it, but it is what it is. I move the loop around her waist so that I can get behind her neck safely, as well as the sides of her neck and underneath her neck. She's such a little dog, it's really hard to maneuver around the noose. So this way it keeps her secure, and I'm not really breaking policy. I don't think that the salon I work at, I don't think we're allowed to have it like this, but I need to do it to get the job done. Now it's the moment of truth. Can I get the back of your head? And Mom wants to get rid of the little mohawk on top of her head too. So I fold her ears forward and I go bloop, bloop. Yes, she did good. She did good. I'm so happy. The face is really hard because like the noise is right by their ears. So it's like even more scary, but she did really, really well. I'm just getting these little wiry hairs off the side of her neck and the side of her cheeks. And I'm like so proud of her. I got to give her some more love. And I play with her mohawk because I personally love mohawks on dogs. And if I could give a mohawk to every single dog, I totally would. And it sucks because the people who want mohawks, they don't have dogs with hair that is good for a mohawk. And it's just the groomer dilemma. It's the groomer mohawk dilemma. So at this point, she's basically almost done. I don't take the clippers down her legs because her legs have like this really, really wispy hair that taking it down her legs would just be kind of pointless, and it would be dangerous because if she did decide to freak out, there's a lot of areas that can be cut easily. So I'd rather not take that chance, especially I'm just happy that we've gotten this far. I mean, I don't want to risk it. But now I'm using my thinning shears to kind of thin out the little wispies close to her ears. I'm folding them down again because I don't want to accidentally pinch them. It's very important to be aware of where the dog's appendages are and where your scissors are while you're grooming. Safety is so important, especially in a corporate salon. That's one thing that I love about working in corporate is that safety protocols are very well studied and very well implemented and enforced. I've worked at private shops and I could tell you some horror stories. I might do some story times with some horror stories, but I came back to corporate just because, man, some people in our industry are just ruthless people, and I like the comfort, and I'm a safety person. I want my dog to be safe, and I want my dog to be in good hands, and I don't know, it's just, that's one good thing about corporate is super, super safety time. Plus, I love rules. When I worked at PetSmart, I used to work in the fish department, and we had a lot of policies in place for the fish. Like, you couldn't buy a goldfish if you were going to put them in a tropical tank, and you couldn't put mollies in a goldfish bowl, that type of thing. And I was like, by the book. They called me the fish police. Like, I investigated exactly what type of tank you had and what was going on, and if it didn't meet the standards of the rule book, you are not getting a fish from me today. Anyway, so I'm just finding little fuzzy hairs and I'm just pulling them up with my fingers and trimming them off so that she looks like kind of even, but she's not going to be perfect. I'm just happy that she let me do it. And her tail is still tucked between her legs, but it's come out a little bit. And I think the reassurance and her knowing that she's not going to be hurt by me. And look at her. She's just shaking. She said, I'm shaking. This is unnatural. No, it's what are you doing to my eyeballs? I think I was getting an eye booger out there. Anyway, I'm just so happy. She did a good job. And here she is, all done. Face nice and cleaned up. Her little eyebrows are toned down. Pretty girl.